particles that makes up our world. 3 sets of 4. Some of this we understand very well. In particular, we understand why particles have to come in a set of 4. There's a mathematical consistency condition in the standard model that tells us you can't have one particle without the other 3. In contrast, we don't understand at all why there are 3 generations rather than the other. That There is, however, a surprising aspect of mathematical unity. All particles are described by exactly the same equation. This equation was written down in the 1920s by the physicist Corsa and originally described the electron. But as we discovered more and more particles, we realized that equation is very also discovered.
Keep up, Colin!
So that's the stuff we're made of. But still we're missing something crucial. We're missing the forces. Without the forces, the universe would be boring. All the particles would wander around the cosmos like lost souls, never interacting, never doing anything interesting. There are 3 fundamental forces in the standard model: electromagnetism, the strong force, and the weak force. Each of these forces comes with an associated particle. These particles are what we call bosons, the other half of our particle family. Bosons are force particles. In one way of viewing things, fermions is constantly swapping bosons between them, affecting their motion and giving rise to
I'll take that.
Let's begin with the most familiar of these forces. Electromagnetism is responsible for the chemical properties of the elements, and we harness them to create functional. It acts on anything that carries electric charge. That means that it acts on the electron-type particles and the quarks, but not on the neutrinos, because neutrinos are electrically neutral. An electron sitting still in space will give rise to an electric field which spreads radially outwards. It traps or repels all other electrically charged particles in its neighborhood. And if you look more closely at the electric field, you'll find that it's comprised of particles of electromagnetism. These particles are called Next is the strongest fundamental force in nature, aptly named the strong force. This force acts only on quarks and subsequently on particles like protons and neutrons with a negative force. It's the strong force that holds together the nuclei of atoms. It's also this force that is responsible for nuclear fission and gives the energy that is released in an atomic explosion. Just as the photon is associated to electromagnetism, there is a particle associated to the strong force. We call it the gluon, because it literally sticks quarks together. As an electron gives rise to an electric field, so a quark sitting in space will give rise to a gluon field. But now something different happens. Unlike electromagnetism, the field doesn't spread out radially. Instead, the quark produces a thin flux tube, a string-like object which can only end when it finds a different kind of quark. This is what makes the strong force strong. Because the quarks are joined by a flux tube, it takes more and more energy to pull them apart. This is why we never see quarks in the force. They're always bound together by the strong force inside bigger particles like protons and neutrons. The third and final force is
Yeah, that's right!
This is the weak force.
Eyes on target!
No next time for you!
But rather than binding particles together, the force is called. We just learned that the strong force binds quarks together to form protons and neutrons, creating the atomic nucleus. The weak force has the astonishing ability to allow quarks to switch their identity. A down quark can turn into an up quark, releasing an electron and a neutrino in the process. This means that a neutron can morph into a proton, in what we call radioactive beta decay. In this way, the weak force is responsible for the nuclear fusion reactions that power the sun, and produce the energy required for life on Earth. Finally, the weak force is also the reason that heavier matter particles quickly decay into the 3 lighter and more stable fermions that make up matter and reality. There are particles associated to the weak force and we call these the W and Z bosons. The weak force is the only one of the three forces to act on all particles. In particular, it's the only force that neutrinos feel. Finally, it's time to meet the last piece of the jigsaw. The particle that in many ways ties the whole standard model together. This is the Higgs boson. To explain why the Higgs boson is so special, I should first tell you a striking fact. None of the fundamental particles in the world have a mass. This is where the Higgs boson comes in. Its role is to endow all fermions with a mass. I'd love to be able to give you a clear explanation for why this happens, but sadly, it's difficult to come up with good analogies. Friendly fire! Here's what I would say is a so-so. You should view the Higgs field as something like cosmic molasses, spread throughout the universe, trapping matter particles as they travel through space, and giving them what appears to us to be a mass. So this is the standard model. 12 matter particles interacting with 3 forces and a Higgs field. It's a beautiful picture, the pinnacle of 400 years of science. But it's clear that the standard model is not the last word in physics. Since the discovery of the Higgs boson, physicists like me feel that in many ways the standard model is too successful. It gives the right answer to every experiment we do. Our current hope is that we'll eventually find an experiment that it gives the wrong answer to. And there are some hints that this is happening. Because only then will the clues about what lies beyond. One of the open questions about the standard model is whether the 3 fundamental forces are actually different, or whether they are a manifestation of a single all-encompassing force. This is the dream of a grand unified theory. There are some theoretical signs that this may be the way things work out, but so far, no experimental confirmation. Of course, we're also left with the obvious thing that's missing, and that's gravity. At the beginning of this video, I talked about the problem of quantum gravity. In recent years, we've discovered gravitational waves, which are ripples of space and time itself. And, if we look closely, there are good reasons to believe that these waves are made of quantum particles that we call gravitons, just like light waves are made of photons. There are other things missing too. The standard model doesn't include the invisible realm of dark matter and dark energy, which means that we're missing an explanation for a whopping 95% of the energy in the universe. Dark matter is almost certainly made up of additional particles that don't interact with electromagnetism. Perhaps these particles have their own forces and their own messenger bosons. And there are still more questions about the standard model that we just don't know how to answer. Why is the muon 200 times heavier than the electron, while the top quark is 350,000 times heavier than the electron? Why is the neutrino 1,000,000 times lighter? We have no idea. And we have no way of predicting the masses of these particles other than going out and measuring them in experiments. But there are clearly patterns within the masses of the particles, which strongly suggests that there's some underlying structure just waiting to be uncovered. The hope is that with experimental results going hand in hand with new theoretical ideas, we'll ultimately be able to reveal the next layer of reality and understand what lies beyond the standard model. Until then, we continue Galileo's journey, with the ultimate goal, a theoretical framework to explain the universe and everything in it. A theory of everything.
Boom!
Hell yeah!
Throwing smoke!
Lock the load.
This is sweet.
Hey, help me!
Target my
Throwing smoke. Lock, low. Fuck yeah. Smoke out.
Contact. Reloading. Hostile target spotted.
Incoming smoke!
Citizens who disobey may be detained against their will.
Incoming flag!
Hostiles!
Smoke out!
How'd that feel? Let's do this shit.